All right, thanks for joining us, Mark. So,
No problem.
it's Mark Gehringer. Mark was one of the three that we did the Brazos Bend Journey with. So, we did the Brazos Bend Journey to highlight runners at different positions in regards to local runners. So, we had Mandy, who was our runner going for the first ultra. We had Mark, who has completed ultras in the past, but was looking for his first 50-miler. We had Melinda looking to be more competitive. So, first and foremost, congratulations, Amar,
Thanks,
my brother.
Thanks.
First 50-miler. So,
Yeah.
Mark got it done. So Mark, we talked the last time we talked, and we talked about your training, getting ready. It was about a couple of months out, I think, from actually the race. Tell us a little bit about the race, or tell us a little bit about your training leading up to it and how that went.
Yeah, you know, my training, I was putting in miles, and probably looking back now, I don't think I was putting in enough miles, which, you know, I'm coming from the marathon training background. It's kind of was I thought I was doing a lot of miles. But
How many miles do you think you're doing a week?
I was probably 20,
Okay.
24. Should have been a lot more than that.
Maybe more than that.
Yeah, and as we'll talk later, I definitely felt it pretty good. But no, you know, training I did enjoy that last week. The tapering down.
Yeah, that's a good week.
Carb loading, and that's the best part.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
So and this is the other part of sharing all this is obviously you're an engineer by life. You have children, you have a wife, you have a lot of things going on. So fitting in running, even when we talked before, it's not necessarily an easy thing to do with a lot of responsibility. So you trained as much as you could. Obviously, we'll talk about leading back maybe some more. But so leading up to it, you have taper week, carb week, get your pancakes in, all the good fun stuff. Tell us how you feel or how you felt going into day before, even the day of.
The day before a week, the week of, I was excited. I was ready. Got nervous. You know, I hadn't been nervous for a race for a long time. Day before, took the day off of work.
Yeah.
Got to the park early that day. Just kind of hung out. Probably should have been doing something. It was nerve-wracking, standing around waiting. But you know, I went to bed early. I was sleeping at 8:30, which is not me. You know, I guess I was ready to go.
You stayed at the park yet? Stayed at the park. Okay.
Yes, stayed at the park, and just ready to go. Got up early. Walked to the site. And got it on.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I saw Mark's RV as I was working with the Houston Area Trail Runners logo out there. I was like, oh, it's Mark's RV. So, so you wake up morning of your first 50-miler. You've done the other thing. So, how do you think you feel? Walking up to line. Anything you do right before you go? Any kind of rituals?
Not really. I just kind of take some deep breaths and just kind of focus in and just say, we're going to be running now for a while.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the other runners just kind of to see what they look like.
Yeah.
50-mile race is different than what we've ever done. I've never been in that pack of runners before, so I wanted to kind of see what they look like. I mean, you can't judge a book by its cover, but
right.
You can kind of tell what people look like, how they run, and what an ultra runner looks like. And it was actually pretty interesting because he had all shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
I was expecting to see a bunch of little rail guys out there, but there wasn't a whole lot of little rail guys. There were some, but
yeah,
there were some heftier guys. So it was cool.
Right. There's some Clydesdales like us.
Yeah.
Us normal size folks.
Normal size.
So the race starts off. You have a drop back area there, so you have 3 loops, about 16 miles, a little bit over that apiece. So first loop for you, any surprises? Any?
No, I felt real good. I was going at a good 9.5, 10-minute pace.
Yeah.
I was running with 2 different groups. Kind of the first half was with one group, another group. Had some good conversations. Just talking, kind of the community part of it. It was a lot of fun. Getting to know people and kind of hearing about their race history and how many they've done and whatnot. And that was all in the first loop. And then after that, came in and texted my wife saying I got the first loop down, ready to go. And a couple miles into that second loop, I was like, oh, here it is. So around mile 25,
It's about what you train for,
yeah,
right?
it's just about what I train for. Go figure, you know. So I mean, like I said, I've learned a lot of things. That race really taught me some things.
Yeah.
About training and being ready for these extreme distances.
Yeah, yeah. So in regard to that, you have a couple of things on your side there as well. Obviously, you're teaching at church, so we were all at the aid station, so you're seeing friends every time you can, and then you're drinking scratch labs, so that's keeping you right. So you come in through the first loop, text your wife, get back out on the second loop, start to feel it, which would be somewhere around halfway. So you still have probably about 10 miles to get in, for the second loop. So how was it just mentally when you start to feel the pain, and then you start to think, where do you go from there?
Well, my first thought was, get to that third and final lap.
Right.
Get past that second lap and you're on your way. Because once you're on your way, there's no sense of turning around.
Right.
You're almost there.
Right.
Almost.
Oh, it's 16 little miles.
That's right. So I mean that was my goal. That getting through there, and once I did that, then it was just toughing it out.
Yeah.
And
I saw you lap 2. So you came in lap 2. I was standing up there. I got to see Mark, and Mark had this, and I didn't know at the time if he was concerned or very focused, because that's your mentality. But Mark was very focused. He texted. I was like, hey, like you're gonna do it. Like this is gonna be so great. And Mark kicked off, and shortly after I saw Mark's wife and your kids, and I said, Mark, we're good. He's having his loop. So, and then shortly after, Mark comes in. So tell me a little bit about, and I actually said this to Mandy today, but tell me a little about, sometimes there's always part of a race where you got it in the bag, where it's almost just like it's this like security that comes over you. It's like, man, like I'm really doing this. Did you have a moment like that, or in the last loop?
Yeah. I mean, there was certainly a real low point, back in the far part of the loop, that last 10-mile backstretch.
On the equestrian back
Sawmill. By yourself.
Not a lot going on.
It's just like a corridor of trees.
Yeah.
And it just goes on forever.
Horse tracks.
And there was an aid station at the end of that, and I knew, just make it to that aid station. And then it's just a short 5K basically.
You had about
5 miles.
You had about 4 or 5 miles left.
But then I started thinking, well, you start seeing some single track, you see multiple people coming at you, so you start seeing more activity. So I started thinking, just power walk, do whatever you can, get to that aid station. So I got the aid station, consumed whatever I could quickly, and then just got into it. But then put the headphones back on and picked my favorite song, and I jammed down. I had that little bit of power came over me in order to push through, and I knew that I was getting done, and then got back to that single track where I saw people passing me, coming at me, and I started thinking, okay, we're now getting close to the end, and come out of the clearing where that lake was, and I'm like, okay, now I just gotta go here, and then I'll be able to see the finish, So at that point it was okay, I'm moving now, and then came across the dam, and saw my kids and my wife, off in the distance, and I'm like, that's it, 5-0, 50 miles, we're gonna do this. So
wow.
So then just carried it in, and Anthony ran with me for a while at the very end. So it's a great moment to be done.
Yeah, absolutely, right.
And then sitting down in the pavilion, just kind of watching the rest of the people come in, and it was great.
Yeah. No, I mean, you obviously finished your first 50 mile, which is just an incredible accomplishment. To have your family there, and you've done it, kind of a build up. You're a marathon runner, and then you kind of slowly get into ultras, and you kind of just taking the small steps to get to a 50 miler, and then like you said, you get your family out there. Everything worked for you, so that's great.
Yeah, I came away not real injured. I had the typical real sore muscles for about a week, and blisters in the bottom of my feet. But that's another thing I learned. Running that kind of distance in that time, your gear is a little different. You have to change it out a little bit. So I mean, definitely took notes and learned some things. And at the time I was like, I'm never running again. But then that lasted about a day. And I said, well, you know what the next one is? 100 miles. So I'm telling the world through this internet, I'm running 100 mile next December. Brazos Bend 100.
So this December, next December?
This December.
This is December 13th. So obviously we had the Brazos Bend 100. So Mark said it right. You heard it here first. So that's exclusive. Mark G said it. So And then I see the picture, I guess a few days later, I see a picture of you holding the medal with kind of this very strange look that almost looks like I did it, but and to me when I saw it, I was like, that's typical Mark, because when I see it, I think Mark's just showing you that he did it, but he's not done.
And that's right. And when I took that picture, I told Chris to take my picture. She's okay, and I put that medal up, and I had this look like, that's my goal. This is halfway to the next one. The next one. So,
well, it's awesome. Well, yeah, I can't wait. Trust me, I'll be there. So don't worry. But well, we appreciate you coming and obviously doing the journey. The whole point of this is to highlight the great journey that people go on, and in your situation, training and having a family life, and obviously learning these things, and then now you've completed a goal. Have already told the world now to look out for you at the 100. It'll be live with ultrasportslive.tv, so you guys can check it out.
So you can literally check it out.
Yeah, so you can literally watch Mark. So, if he's at 65, he hasn't been training, let him know to get it done. So, but anyways, thanks again, Mark, for with us. Congratulations, and look forward to seeing you at the 100.
Yeah, all right.
All right, brother.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.